needs to be the ban, and that's going to allow Wuhan.eStarPro to get their hands on Shen Mengxi, and that would give Foshan.DRG.GK Mengtian.
Oh, right. I love this. You're always going to be figuring out one solution because you have Qingrong as a mid laner for your team, but you have to make sure that you get those most meta heroes here.
Byron?
They are going for this. Like GK are so determined for those aggression moves, those team fights in the early game. Those cornered skirmish happened on either of the lanes.
So Wuhan.eStarPro is going to be able to take both Mengtian and Shen Mengxi.
You use fights to go against fight, like fist to fist. You don't like show, like get intimidated by the fact that your opponent is choosing this kind of compositions. Wow, great ones.
Wow.
Combining all the remaining meta heroes together within one. They're so determined. We're going to end this one.
Yep.
We're going to end tonight.
They need to finish this whole thing. They're going to find Meng Ya for Menglan. And then after you have that one in there, you already can see the 4 bans of the next one. Sunbin is going to be a ban. Lupin number 7 is going to be another ban.
Sunbin will definitely need it to be taken into consideration because you do not, from the side of Wuhan.eStarPro, you do not want like DRG to have a Sunbin making this whole very aggressive composition moving faster. No.
You don't want that happening.
Again, since like Shen Mengxi is not going to be the final picked.
So if Lupin number 7 is not an option for Wuhan.eStarPro, then what do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be a Garo?
Yes. Garo is a perfect choice.
I would say Garo with the range that Garo can have.
Of course.
What the protection that Master Lupin can give, that's going to be a huge problem for Team Fon because for Menglan, because Menglan is not going to have a chance to actually just be in front of Garo.
I mean, DRG.GK is basically forcing eStar to choose Garo as their marksman. Oh, Angela! Like the same formula works like just like Ganjamoye and
burst damage.
Burst damage.
And it's a lock, and the stadium is going crazy.
Because I'm sorry, you have to have those early game and mid game burst damage because you're choosing Garo as your marksman. Garo is a very heavily like item dependent marksman. You need to give Ejin a lot of time to do the farming. So who is responsible for the burst damage? Qingrong answers the question by standing up, raising his hand. I did.
But you see,
I'm
like,
the one.
The one thing that we need to talk about in here is that Echon right now on that Garo, if we are able to make it all the way, let's say 18, 19 minutes, with the damage that Garo can start dealing at that moment. On top of that, you've got Master Lupin and you've got Mengtian as your frontliners, and you always have the damage that can come from that Huahai's Jin. This composition for eStarPro does not look like a Game 6 composition. This is so OP.
That's like the benefit you got when you're leading in the first half.
Yeah.
You know, saves you from a lot of heroes. Just remember, rewind for a little bit, like the hero that Huahai used before for the very previous 3 games.
Yeah.
Those like Yao or Akai or something like that. Not a matter. Like Lam will be used as in the 5th or the 5th one, the 4th one or 5th one.
Yes.
They're leaving a lot of very good picks for the future. And, you know, it's very easy to understand for DRG.GK's competitions. I mean, the weakness is very obvious.
Yes.
Like the Yukio touch banana together with Byron. The longest range of the attack of the damage will be Qingfeng's ultimate. Those swords are extremely important when they were trying to target on Angelo or otherwise this Garo. But
then just jumping in there just allows Huahai just to have so many different targets.
Of course. And speaking of initiations, like eStar have Luban and Mengtian at the same time. Those frontliner is going to be the bodyguards, body shielding the backliner to a rather safer like environment. So that's all. DRG.GK just giving whatever they can possibly think of and trying to piece this up a little bit. The early and the mid game will be extremely important for DRG.GK. There's no late game. There's no late game for them. I would just put it right there.
There is no tomorrow. This is Game 6, ladies and gentlemen. We will either move all the way until the ultimate battle, or this is going to be it, and eStarPro is going to take their 8th trophy.
Oh, Qingrong is doing those very aggressive moves and unfortunately missed the target.
Wait, what? Wait, what? Pom Pom comes in. He's
Oh,
trying,
first
but what is
blood!
that? He's just allowing first blood to go to eStarPro.
Oh, that's a sign of danger for DRG.GK. They have to rush back for a little bit.
He saw Ziyang coming in. He got vision on him, and he still tried to come in and tried to take the kill.
And not to mention, we have this early game before 4 minutes. The jungle have the self-protection
Of course.
system. Your damage is gonna be deducted for a little bit.
Not the best way to start for Pom Pom one more time, and that's going to be bad news for Paisho.
Yep.
Because that means that whenever that Mengtian is going to make it to level 4, and they're going to come and target Paisho, Pom Pom is not going to be able to support him in that fight.
Yeah, oh, this blue is brought very low, but fortunately went to the side of Pom Pom. Pom Pom is not losing the buffs, but obviously eStar is making quicker moves and when it comes to rotations.
Okay, look at that. Right now, Taran is already on level 4.
Level 4, one
Paisho
level
needs
ahead.
to clean this wave quickly and get out of there.
You know, if you want to invade, just make sure like Baisho stick with you together.
Yes.
You do not want to do those solo invasions because your damage will be deducted quite heavily. If you really wanted to have this blue, I can understand this, but make sure you're surrounded by your members.
Of course. Like, why would you try to be the hero at 1 minute of the game?
And this kind of first kill is costly for GK.
Yeah.
Because their composition only thrive in the early and the mid game, and if you're losing this.
This is just
You
gonna
have to
put them in a
suffer.
very passive,
Yep.
in a very, very, very passive position for the next 4 minutes minimum.
You're gonna be suffering from bad decisions.
All right, let's keep moving up with the game. Look at that, Taran comes in, joins in the mid lane fight. Ziyang spots on Monlan. Right now it's gonna be Pom Pom, the one that is gonna be
Two-member.
initiated. Blazing Brilliance comes in, but the damage is still very early in the game. It's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, because it was immediately followed by only the ultimate. Sometimes
Yes.
you need to combine the second one and the first ability together so that like Angela's burst damage will be maximized.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Like
But
you-
there's no time, right? There's no time.
it's still early in the game. The cooldown for those two abilities is
Yeah.
still like pretty long. Now eStarPro has their eyes on that blue buff. Monglan still has a very good angle. Qingfeng is going to force them back. Pom Pom is going to come in to protect his blue.
You know what, no matter what kind of gaming plays like eStar is trying to do right there,
Yep.
the only target and purpose for them is trying to have those numbers taken to around 20, around 18, and that's enough.
All right,
Purpose
Paisho is
being
being surrounded by
accomplished.
3. Tiron is going to join in as well.
Paisho!
That's going to be the young generals. That is going to be procced by Taran.
Again.
And it's going to be taken by Paisho one more time down.
Another kill back to Angela. Like Chinro is gaining 2 kills over there. Alt, bottom lane, something
Pom Pom
happens.
is going to force E-Tron just to use his flash and to flash out of that situation.
And
Right now, it's
DRG.GK.
they're going to have priority for this turret.
They're rushing to the bottom, trying to make sure that they can have this tier 1 turret in the bottom lane, but unfortunately it's not happening. And let's see where Huaha is, getting another set of little jungles away and sharing solely all the experiences in the gold by the way.
Like, he just needs to come in and take the Firehawk.
I mean, this is the secret of becoming rich.
Yes.
You are farming up all the time. You do not waste even 1 second, like doing nothing. He's like building and buying those items he needed.
Well, that's why he's got the highest gold per
804.
minute.
804.
Aga is going to have to proc his ult. But that's going to buy them enough time to try to take that turret down. That turret is already vanished. And Aga's ultimate is going to go and cool down, and that's a long cooldown.
And this red, Qingfeng is trying his best, trying to secure down, but with the smite available, it's an easy tag for Huahai.
Yeah, it is an easy one for Huahai. Nothing that he can do. The one thing that Qingfeng needs to try to do is just to be the same accurate as Qinrong was in the previous game, right?
Yep.
Like Qinrong was able just to control every single blue buff from Foshan.DRG.GK. Now let's see if right now Qingfeng can have the exact same performance in here. All right, coming in, the damage comes, and it's going to be the Master Lupin, the one that is going to fall. Agai cannot stand because he does not have his ulti available. And it's going to be the Blazing Brilliance one more time,
Wow.
taking one more kill.
This is not looking good for the GK. Like they pretty much use...
Paisho looks at that. It's going to be stopped in there by the Fireball. and the mid lane turret is going to fall.
No. They used up every single one they have. They used a Primal Portal. They gave up the Tier 1 turret. They gave up all the things remaining in the top lane. They gave up the Tier 1 turret in the mid, trying to make sure they can have secure one kill down.
Yep.
It's not an even trade.
Nope,
losing the Tier 1 turret in the mid is really, really hurtful for their composition.
Of course, that's going to be really difficult for
Yep.
Team Fong right now.
And not to mention, the only kill they have is
It was a
Yang.
support.
It's a support.
Nothing that they could have done in that one. And right now, they're going to trade both top and bottom turrets. Both teams right now being extremely careful. DRG.GK comes in, the speed boost comes, and the only thing that they can find is a support.
Yeah.
And then Xiron just holds in there with the Fireball and the Blazing Brilliance. Look at that, Monlan is the next target. He's gonna be resurrected. Can he deal more damage? It's not gonna be that. Tanran is going to fall right now. It's gonna be Chip on the next. It's gonna be the next target. Look at Pompon just receiving damage from Tanran that is going to be tanking up, and nothing that DRG.GK can do right now.
And you can see every single team fight is not initiated from the side of eStar. You can see the position they set up for the entire game. That Tyran stays in the top forever, stays in the mid forever, trying to take in the towers, which means that the eStar is not looking for those team fights, but Garo went down for a little bit.
Garo, it disappears. Pompon wants one more kill, but then
Angela.
it's Zero with the Fireball. Team Fong cannot survive.
That hurts.
Him up. He wants to save him, but it's not gonna be enough.
That really hurts, like even though it cost the life of Ejin, but they have 2 more kills in return.
You already took the Garo, man. Just go back. He didn't need to go for Master Lupin.
Well, sometimes when you're so excited, you will be acting like this. I'm so sorry, but DRG.GK members, just stay calm. Make better decisions. You are like staying between live or death and
Yes.
trying to be responsible for what's gonna happen later on.
Look at that. Like, he jumps in. He gets the 1 kill that he needed.
He can go.
That's it. You can leave. Why do you want to just go and just force it to try to get on your support? Exact same thing that happened in the first minute of the game.
But something is happening down there, happening on the top lane, those skirmishes. And right now, like DRG.GK is still choosing to use the same strategies. 5 surrounding, forcing into the team fights, using the maximum amount of damage, trying to steal 1 more kill.
Every
But
single time that they are able to just kind of pull in anyone, it's any person that they can pull in, any person that Master Lupin can get his chains on is going to be a win. Because it's going to be either one of the 4 core players or it's going to be Agai, and then Agai is going to have to use his ultimate.
You know, the saddest information is that like Ejin stays alive all the time.
Yeah.
He's having
Yeah.
those waves only by himself. So the Scarrows, they safe and sound
Yes.
till this point.
Up until right now, if Garo just keeps going like this, let's not say 16, 17 minutes. Give her 5 more minutes and then that Garo's damage is going to be fully online.
Yes.
Look at
2 complete items ready. Shadow Ripper and the Endless Edge. Eternity Blade.
Taran has eyes on them.
And getting ready to Doomsday. Once the Doomsday is gonna be there, I mean, HP recovery and those damage to the tanks. Wow,
Oh, look at
those
that.
force
Monlan
out.
is just being surrounded, unstoppable by Show. He's going to disappear.
Look at
that. Taran is just sucking in so much damage. Nothing that Monlan can do to try to avenge Show.
Becoming
20
invincible.
seconds power play for eStarPro.
You know, eStar is setting Ejin as a bait on the bottom lane, while those very precious time they're giving it to Taran, they're giving it to Huahai. So that's like check the personal gold. Like Ejin is not leading that hugely, but if you see like Huahai personal gold at like 7,000 already, like ready to do a lot of challenges.
Yeah, of
You can see like how many damage like Taran solo like taken up there, soaking in like a soap or something.
That's why nobody wanted just to allow this monkey to get in the game.
Oh.
So tanky and such a great amount of damage that he can deal as well.
I think DRG.GK is choosing the wrong target.
Yep.
Yep.
Choosing the wrong target it is. Look at that. Taran is being taken extremely low.
But
Monlan
Taran's
has a
still
great
alive.
angle. Wait for Pompon. Look at that. Everyone is just disappearing. Nothing that anyone can do.
Crucial
Why?
team fight.
Stood up and took the last kill. The turrets are going to fall.
The
What
waves
is
are
going to
running
happen? Look
in.
at
E-Star
Qingfeng.
and making sure that Qingfeng cannot just go back. They're sending 3 of their members trying to clean the way, trying to get closer to the high ground towers.
Look at that, it's gonna be only Pump on the last hope. He needs to go back, needs to buy 5 more seconds for Paixão to come in. It could be this! It could be this, ladies and
E-Star,
gentlemen!
E-Star!
The ballista is coming in!
The wave to rush it in!
Wuhan.eStarPro!
Becoming the final 2022 Honor of International Championship final champions.
The champions of our KIC2022! Wuhan.eStarPro!